Anytime you can put Theo Riddick on the linebacker.
What up, gang? Just checking out the highlights from yesterday's game. Tough fucking loss, man. Very, very, very tough loss. Especially lose by one. Man. A lot to talk about in that game, but y'all know I'm gonna keep it short as possible. Above all, man, y'all know my last vid for my game plan, I said this should be an easy win based on what we had the advantage in over them as opposed to their passing game. Well, as you can see last night, they passing game killed us, but they killed us in the first half. Like, they completely, because Stafford, I think, wound up with less than 200 yards passing, but they had a good first half. You know what I'm saying? So, the defense came out flat after the bye week. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect that. I thought they would come out firing and flashing, you know what I'm saying, having the week's rest. But they came out flat. You know, Stafford took advantage of that. The same dude who killed us last year, Theo Riddick, he killed us last night with 2 touchdowns. Not supposed to happen. Didn't expect that. I thought they would at least key on him. But it is what it is. Theo Riddick did his thing. He had 2 touchdowns. But above all, man, we didn't really stat-wise, we didn't really get killed, man. Like, and if you look at the score, you wouldn't think we got killed either. We really didn't get killed. We just we stunk it up in the first half basically, and a lot of people wanted to see how Wentz would respond, you know, from behind. You know what I'm saying? And everything that kid showed me yesterday goes to show you that he's the real deal, man. I said that before, but everything that they're throwing at him, like, he's just conquering it. It would have been better to end up with that win, but for the most part, man, Wentz kept his head. He came out and led us in the second half. The defense came out fired up in the second half. You know what I'm saying? So we pretty much won the second half up until the point where Ryan Matthews fumbled the ball. 5 minutes, we got the ball back. 5 minutes left with a 2-point advantage, and all we had to do was kill clock. You know what I'm saying? So we was running the ball, doing pretty much everything I thought we was gonna do to force Detroit to use their timeouts and run the clock down as much as possible. So before Matthews got it, it was 3rd and 2. Before Matthews got it, I'm thinking, all right, get this first down, run it down to the 2-minute warning. One more play, boom, we run out the clock. Fortunately, Ryan Matthews fumbled, which is unacceptable because, I mean, I know he owned up to it after the game, but that was more or less some Captain Obvious shit that fans wasn't really trying to hear. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't fumble in that situation. You're a veteran. You know what it is. You know what we doing. You know we out there trying to execute. You know the game plan, and you've been doing this for years. You do not fumble in that situation. So I can forgive Carson Wentz for throwing that costly interception, the first of his career, at the end of the game, more so than I can forgive Ryan Matthews for fumbling that damn ball. Like, that shit really pissed me off. And it's one thing, man, to just, like, get trashed in the first half and lose the game. You know what I'm saying? But y'all know I'm a firm believer in, because we made a lot of mistakes in the first half. But I'm a firm believer in early mistakes can be corrected, long as you correct them. And once you get that lead back, it all starts over. You know what I'm saying? So I don't give a damn if you got 5 fumbles in the first half with 2 interceptions. If everybody get their head out their ass to the point where y'all come together just enough to get that lead back or tie that game, it becomes a 0-0 game again with however much time left in the game. That's the game. So that pretty much means you clear cut did everything you could to correct the mistakes you made in the beginning to get us back to 0-0. When we got that lead back, we wasn't supposed to look back, especially with the ball in our hands 5 minutes later. And he fumbled that damn ball, and it really pissed us off. You know what I'm saying? And even after that, you know, they got a field goal out of it, and they took a 1-point lead. We get the ball back with 1 minute and 28 seconds left. And I'm thinking, okay, you know, Carson Wentz about to play like a seasoned vet now. You know, sideline passes, get out of bounds, stop the clock because we didn't have no timeouts. So, boom, sideline pass, out of bounds. Sideline pass, out of bounds. If you could break one, cool. Get up, spike the ball. I'm thinking that. Now all game I was saying, take a shot. Go deep. Stop being so predictable. You know what I'm saying? They was really pissing me off in the first half. And only thing I'm pissed about is the point where you try to take a shot is not the time to take a shot. I know you wanted to shock the defense and catch them with something they wasn't expecting, but you do not by any means throw to their best cornerback who's been pretty much solid all game. You don't take a chance with the best cornerback on their team, especially on a deep ball. You know what I'm saying? So the way I wanted the drive to go, it didn't happen. He threw that long ball. But one thing I will take from that interception is now that you finally threw one, maybe it takes some more shots down the field because that little predictable short, like it gets boring after a while, man. Like you got to open up the offense. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, Carson Wentz played a good game. I'm not going to put this loss on him. Only thing I'll put on him is that interception at the end of the game. But Wentz did what he had to do to get us the lead back. Like we was executing. The defense was out there getting stops. You know what I'm saying? All signs pointed to us walking away from Ford Field 4-0. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't happen like that. And the whole point of emphasis on that, if Ryan Matthews wouldn't have fumbled the ball, we didn't have the first down anyway because he was like trapped like 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So you punt it, you trust Donnie Jones to pin them back deep in their own territory, and you just rock out. You know what I'm saying? You trust the defense to go out there and close it out with them having 2 minutes left, no timeouts. You just trust your defense, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. At that point you playing 4-down football, so it's all or nothing, you know what I'm saying? So they could have drove downfield, got a field goal and beat us. You never know the outcome. But all I know is that fumble was the costly part of us losing the game when we supposed to be out there executing. So enough of that. For the most part, we had 3 sacks on Matt Stafford. Of course, y'all know I predicted 5. Connor Barwin up against Tyler Decker. Connor Barwin had a few tackles for loss, just like Brandon Graham. Neither one of them had a sack. Those was 2 of the guys I saw getting 3 of the sacks I called, maybe out of the 5. Neither one of them got a sack, but for the most part, they played a good game. You know what I mean? They had a lot of tackles for loss. I think we had 11 tackles for loss last night. So that was pretty good. Like I said, man, the game was in our hands. The ball was on our court. We just lost it with 2 costly turnovers on the most important drives of the game. So, but the defense played a good game. You know what I'm saying? Nobody intercepted Matt Stafford, I don't think. He fumbled. He did have a fumble. We recovered. But from what I heard, I didn't notice this till they said it. Apparently, Nigel Bradham got benched in the beginning of the game. I guess it was disciplinary reasons, and a lot of people put our bad defensive start on that, not having Bradham in the game. And he actually recovered that fumble. He actually recovered that fumble from Matt Stafford. You know what I'm saying? All we got out of that was a field goal, but I'd have liked to see us get more touchdowns when we was in the red zone, but we did a lot of field goals. But I don't know if that's the case. I mean, I think it made our defense, it broke up the chemistry and the cahoots on the field, not having him in. I didn't even realize he wasn't in. But we had a lot of missed tackles last night, man. Like, the one play in particular was when I think Steven Tulloch missed the tackle, and the dude, like, rumbled like 3 or 4 more yards. He didn't get the first down, but instead of it being 4th and 5, because he had him wrapped up 5 yards before the first down. So instead of it being 4th and 5 in a punting situation, now you got 4th and 1, a situation where they went for it and they got a first down. So even though they didn't get the first down off that missed tackle, it still led to them going for it on 4th and short instead of a 4th and 5 situation where they would have punted the ball. And I think they scored on that drive. Marvin Jones had a touchdown. He was a guy I expected maybe to score a touchdown. But Theo Riddick, I did not expect him to have 2 touchdowns in that game. Being as though they was talking about that all week. But what else? I think they sacked Carson Wentz 3 times, I believe. Hold on, let me check the stats real quick. I was I was going over the stats. Oh, here we go. Carson Wentz 25 for 33, 238 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was sacked 3 times. His quarterback rating was 61.3. His overall rating was 102.8. We didn't really do much on the ground game. We did get 116 yards rushing, but that was spread out through five rushers. Sproles led the pack, 5 rushes for 45 yards, average 9 per carry. Ryan Matthews had another slow game. You know what I'm saying? Leading receiver was Jordan Matthews, 4 receptions for 65 yards on 4 targets. But for the most part, man, like our receiving core, as far as it didn't have a bad game, but it didn't have a great game either. Like I'm still waiting for us to have that go-to guy. You know what I'm saying? That takes over games and does great. Like, is it really a guy you got to account for? Because Jordan Matthews, I thought he had a disadvantage going up against Quandre Diggs. I thought Dorial Green-Beckham had a disadvantage going up against Nevin Lawson. You know what I'm saying? But their defense, their receivers didn't have great games either. I mean, aside from Theo Reddick and Marvin Jones, you know, they didn't really have a good game. Their Devin Teller had a sack, which I didn't expect. I more so thought Kerry Hyder was going to get a sack, but he didn't. Kerry Hyder only had 1 tackle. You know what I'm saying? Bryant had a sack and Robinson had a sack. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, man, it was a pretty even game. You know what I'm saying? I think we ran one more play than they did. We ran the same amount of drives. We lost the time of possession battle. We had more first downs than them. We had more passing yards than them, more rushing yards than them. So all signs pointed to us winning. We just lost because of those 2 costly turnovers. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, man, we got the Redskins coming up, man, and it would have been better going into this game 4-0 because now you got the Redskins, you got the Vikings, then you got the Cowboys. 3 tough games. I don't care what nobody have to say about the Redskins. They just beat the Ravens. You know what I'm saying? So they coming in strong off of a good win, and we got to bounce back from a bad loss. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go over the matchups and everything for that game. See what we going up against before I do my game plan video on that. But for the most part, man, tough loss, man. Like, it still kind of hurts, man, especially when you had the game in your hands and it just slipped away. Like, you don't want to see too much of that. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to have turnovers, at least have them early enough to, bounce back from them or get bailed out or correct them in a certain amount of time. Like, you don't want costly mistakes at the end of the game. But like I said, I'm not going to put this loss on Wentz because Wentz is a natural leader. Like, he brought us back. You know what I'm saying? And the defense showed up in the second half. So we should have won that game, but it's too late for the can't cry over spilled milk, but you damn sure don't want to clean it up neither. It's better than not spill it in the first place. But like I said, we got the Redskins coming up, man. Hopefully our defense is back in a clear-cut form like they've been all year. You know what I'm saying? And we hit practice hard and do what we got to do, man, to come out strong because we got some tough matchups. Right off the top of my head, I know Deshaun Jackson going to be a problem. Jordan Reed going to be a problem. And Kirk Cousins, they clowning him a lot this year, but he can pick apart your defense hitting his targets. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get at him to pass rush. We got to worry about Reed, though. All of their receivers, matter of fact. Like I told y'all before, I think the Redskins have the most potent offense out of the filled with the most playmakers out of the division. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a tough game coming up, man. But this loss hurt, man. It's gonna hurt all week until we get to see football again for me. Cause y'all know, aside from running my Eagles page and doing this YouTube and everything, it takes a lot out of me, game planning for the whole week, especially if we lose. But at the end of the day, man, still our squad. We gotta ride with him. You know what I'm saying? Still behind Wentz. He showed me a lot this game. Still riding with our defense, man. And we got the Redskins coming up. So we gotta be on point, man. It is what it is. But to the Philadelphia Eagles, man, Eagles Nation is always behind y'all, man. Win, lose, or draw, we riding with our squad, and as simple as that, man. So I'ma see y'all on my next vid when I holler at y'all about my game plan, and I'm gonna be right there with all of y'all come Sunday when we go up against the Redskins. You know what I'm saying? So in the meantime, as always, man, fly Eagles fly. I love y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Leave me some comments. You know what I'm saying? Follow me on Instagram. We_bleed_green. Hit me on Twitter. We bleed green 84. That's how we do, man. Y'all know how it is. Love y'all. Peace.